Took a big loss off the open on AMD, but managed to come back to close to break even with Apple on my second trade. But let's jump into the review. So as you see here, I was pretty interested on taking AMD off the open. This was a bit of aggressive entry, but it was actually looking pretty good from my point of view. I really liked how we actually in pre-market session came up to yesterday lower day, and we actually managed to open below 2 days ago lower day. So it was looking really solid. Pretty much as I wrote straight from the game plan, below 2 days ago low day for a move to weekly key level 165.58. So honestly, this was looking pretty solid to work out, and I'm very happy with my performance. Yes, this was a huge loser off the open. It was $600 loss right here on this trade, and it happened in 30 seconds. But I know when taking trade off the open, they tend to, the risk reward, I mean, is very risky, but it could be very rewarding. And I feel like the setup was actually worth taking. So we actually came up, we tested, rejected yesterday lower day. Exactly what I want to see. Nice opening range break to the downside. We came up on the second candle and started rejecting. Decided to enter 16 contract here. Really solid. We ended up pretty much buyer stepping up. One of the things I did wrong on this trade was actually I didn't accept the loss exactly. So I hesitated for a couple seconds, and that hesitation cost me like an additional $100 to $150. So again, when I'm wrong, I just need to accept it. But I definitely hesitated for a second, costing me a little bit over. So going from being down $600, managed to pretty much crawl myself out of it with taking Apple on my second trade. So Apple was straight from the game plan as well. And this is the setup I've been waiting for. I've been looking for this entire week. I tried the setup on Monday, I got stopped out, and today was actually the day that actually worked out. So a break and hold below the zone, so below those levels, I like for a move lower. Very simple. And we actually created a bear flag inside that zone. So ideally, that's kind of like what I like to see, best case scenario. So we actually were showing relative weakness, as you can see, compared to the market off the open. So it was looking pretty solid. Nice close on the 5 minute, creating a nice, pretty much a bear flag on the 5 minute as well. So decided to try it out here once I noticed us rejecting pretty much a pre-market high and monthly key level. I entered once we made a 1 minute high, 1 minute low, 25 contract. We actually ended up working out. I saw a bit of hesitation at this key level, so decided to exit 4 contract. Exit additional 4 contract here on the break of pretty much lower day, and an additional 4 contract here. So my goal was just to reduce my size, so I stayed with my goal was to just reduce half of my position. Around this area I saw a bit of hesitation, so decided to reduce 3 more contract and just leave an even 10 contract as runners. We ended up coming up. I thought I was gonna stop out, but we didn't. We actually ended up rejecting yesterday lower day, and we actually ended up working out really nice. Unfortunate, I was in a really deep hole. I was down $600 off the open, but I was able to manage. I'm really happy with this performance. I managed to pretty much come to almost break even. This was a 500 and some change winner. So I am down for the day $98. Not horrible, but yeah, pretty happy with my performance. Let's jump into the live recording. So very simple. All right, market's about to open pretty shortly. As always, going to be patient. Wait for the up to the rise. Simple support and follow our rule. Let's have a great day today. So my main focus was AMD off the open. So love the fact that we actually opened below 2 days ago lower day, and this is exactly what I like to see. I like to see a pop higher, especially right off the open, for a rejection. And this was ideally what I want to see. I ended up entering here.
Order partially filled.
Just really solid.
Order filled.
I like the fact that we were rejecting,
Order
holding below.
partially filled.
Enter a total of 16
Order
contract.
filled.
This was looking really good. But again, because the setup looks amazing to work out, doesn't necessarily mean it has to work out. And then here is where I hesitated just a tiny bit. So here I should have exited my position right away as soon as we tested my stop loss. So boom, right there, I should have an exit full position.
Order partially filled.
But I ended up exiting after the break.
Order filled.
Again, that small hesitation cost me $100 to $150. From there, I was patient. I knew I was in a deep hole, but in my mind, I didn't think it was that big of a red day, or a red trade. I didn't look at my P&L. I don't like to look at my P&L. I thought it was down like $400, but obviously it was a bit higher. If I knew it was that high, I should just call it a day. Because again, my max stop loss is $550, so that's pretty much over my max stop loss. But after that, I saw Apple setting up around this area, so looking pretty damn good. So around this area, I was just being patient and letting the setup pretty much work out. What I liked is that Apple was actually showing relative weakness compared to the market and in between the area of my area of interest. So I ended up entering 25 contract right on the break of this candle once we made a 1 minute low. Here I was just being patient. No need for me to exit, but I noticed it was having a bit of a hard time around this area. So I ended up scaling out around this area. Once I noticed it having a hard time, I scale out for contract. Again, we could have easily bounced. Setup was looking great,
Order
so
partially filled.
no need to exit full possession.
Order filled.
But I feel like I did a really good job just paying attention. Here on the break lower, I always like to
Order
scale
partially
out.
filled.
So there I'm
Order
out
filled.
a contract, and then here once we made a new minute low, just had to scale four more contract just to be that pretty much out half of my position.
Order partially filled.
As you see there.
Order filled.
Then I scale out one more contract right there on the break lower. Once we came below, and that exit was just because I wanted to get to an even number, just because of my stop loss, just in case we had to get stop out really quick. It's
Order
easier for
filled.
me if it's even number. There I exit two more. The main reason was just the hesitation. I wasn't really loving the hesitation. So and with Apple, I've noticed that we've been having a hard time below this level, so we could have easily bounced. But setup is looking really, really good. So with the last 10, I just want to be patient. So around this area, I thought I was going to stop out. That's why I removed this. My stop loss was going to be break even, but we never got to break even. And then we actually ended up working out really nice. I exit 2 contract on this push lower.
Order
And then
filled.
exit 4 at my TP, which was this weekly key level. And then left 4 as runners. And I ended up exiting pretty much right here once we made a 1 minute high. The last 2.
Order partially filled. Order filled.
So yeah, as you see, went from being down $600 on AMD my first trade to pretty much almost break even. To be down just $100, I'll gladly take it. I was really in a deep hole. I wasn't aware of how deep I was, but I feel like my performance on Apple was pretty solid. Really happy with my performance. Even on AMD, the only downside with AMD was the fact that I didn't respect my stop loss to the dot, causing me to lose a little bit more than I should have. But besides that, pretty happy with my performance. 2 trades, 2 stabs. Again, it's unfortunate. Again, I feel like no one likes to. It sucks to lose money, but it's part of the game. And I feel like that AMD was a really solid trade. Again, I was a little bit too confident, so causing me to be a little bit to hesitate on my stop loss, which is a big no. You just need to accept when you're wrong. Just accept it and move forward. That's it. But that was the trade for April 10th.